Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, today I have taken a new topic which is what is Kundli basically, and what are the different names of Kundli and what do they exactly mean. So, I'll be telling you that, and what is actually scientific representation of your birth chart. We will see that. So, let's get started. So, Kundali or birth chart is the representation of planets in the sky during your birth. So, whenever you were born, which planet was on what side, or on which direction, or on what angle with respect to Earth, that is shown by your Kundali. So, imagine this as when you were born, we take a click of the planets and we map it into one chart, and that chart is called birth chart or Kundli. And there are many different names that you can come across. One is Kundli, one is birth chart, natal chart, or Janma Kundli, or Lagna Kundli. So these are the different names that birth chart is known as. Basically this all means the same thing. So birth is called Janm in Sanskrit. So that is where the name comes from, Janma Kundli. And I wanted to specifically discuss that why it is also called Lagna Kundli. Here Lagna is very misunderstood because people have known Lagna word as only marriage in India, but basically it is not marriage. Lagna in Sanskrit means meeting of two souls, right? So, whenever we marry to somebody, we marry to a person's soul, like our soul meets the other soul, and then we get married. So that is why marriage is called Lagna. But here, our soul meets earth, and that is why it is called Lagna chart or Lagna Kundli. So this is what basically Lagna in Sanskrit means, and it is therefore used here to show the meeting of our soul with earth. Now we will discuss about what a Kundli looks like. A Kundli looks like there are 12 houses. You can see down here there are 12 houses, and there are 12 signs, as we know. So each house has one sign, and all 12 houses has different meanings and different representations. All 12 signs have different representation and different meanings. And we have 9 planets which also mean something, and you might have seen my previous videos. I have elaborated each planet's significations, and today we will try to learn how to read a Kundli and what is the meaning of the symbols that are used in Kundli, right? So these 12 houses are something like 4 squares in the center, and there are many triangles surrounding it. So these all are having same meaning, but the 4 squares in the center are called Kendra, that is center. Kendra in Sanskrit, Kendra is in Sanskrit and it means center. So these 4 squares have usually greater power than the other triangles. So these 4 squares makes a Kundli strong or weak, right? And these all houses have a different meaning. We will start with the first house right now, and I will tell you what first house basically means and how it is governing your life. So Kundli is like a foundation. It is like a platform that shows where your life can go and what this life has in store for you. But what the results you get are basically depending on your work or your karma. What you choose, the way you choose, it gives results that way, right? So the first house is called ascendant, and ascendant is something that ascends, like something which is progressing, right? So whenever you are born, the moment you are born, if we see on the east side, and whatever sign is there on the east side is written in the first house, right? That zodiac depends, that zodiac rules your first house. So it is not that first house will always have one number sign, that is Aries. It is not that it will always have Aries sign. It can have different sign also, like it can have Leo, it can have Virgo. So this sign changes every 2 hours as the earth is rotating. The signs on the eastern side rotates also every 2 hours. Like for example, if you are born at 7 o'clock in the morning, the sign on the eastern side is, let's say, Taurus. After 2 hours, if you see, that Taurus sign will change to Gemini on the eastern side. Taurus will move forward and it will make way for Gemini. So your first house will then be Gemini if the birth is on that time. Further, if we move, then Cancer will come in the first house, and the first sign of your birth chart will have Cancer sign. So that is what we call ascendant, that is rising sign on the eastern side at the time of your birth, and that is why birth time is very important. And if you have a wrong birth time, then the predictions can go haywire, right? So birth time is, that is why, very important. Furthermore, if we see the first house, what are the representations of each house? Let us go through each house representations very quickly. First house represents you, yourself, and the fame you will get, the status you will get in this life, and overall vitality of your body, your health is governed by first house. Then if we move second house, that if we should go anti-clockwise, the second house, that is the triangle above the first house. I have marked the houses below in orange color. You can see that the second house represents your family, the immediate surroundings of you. All those are covered into second house. Second house also governs your accumulated wealth, the money that you have saved. All these are second house. It also governs your speech. It also governs your lower face, throat. The first house governs your head, and this governs your lower face. Okay. Third house, the number 3 in orange, if you see down here, number 3 represents your arms, your hands. Okay. Below part, you come from head is the first house, the lower face is second house, then you come down, shoulders and arms comes on the third house. Third house also represents your younger siblings and your neighbors, cousins. It also represents your efforts, the effort that you put in doing something. So that is third house. Your courage also, and short journeys also. If you go from your home to like a mall for some shopping, that is short journeys, and third house represents those short journeys. Fourth house represents your home and your mother. Fourth house also represents the land that you have in your possession. Like somebody can have a farm, so that is also represented by fourth house. Fifth house represents your children and your education. It also represents your creativity. Then we go forward. Fourth house represents your chest, and fifth house represents your heart. And then we go to sixth house. Sixth house represents your colleagues, your enemies, and the obstacles that you face in your life, all those are seen from the 6th house. And body wise, if we see, it represents your digestive system, that is 6th house. When we come to 7th house, it represents your spouse. The 1st house is you, the 7th house is your spouse, exactly opposite to you. 7th house also represents your behavior with other people, not with you. All people accept you, so that is 7th house. It also represents business. It also represents fame and status, like the 1st house. 8th house, below there, besides 7, 8th house, it represents your in-laws and money coming from the in-laws, that is inheritance, even your parents' inheritance that you receive, that is also 8th house. It also represents accidents or sudden events, like life and death scenarios, like somebody dies, it is a sudden event, so that is also represented by 8th house. It also represents secretive knowledge that you have, like somebody is known for tarot card reading, that is 8th house. It also represents the drive for seeking mysteries of life, like somebody is very curious about knowing secrets of life, that is 8th house. Somebody who is very curious of seeing some horror movies, that is 8th house. It also represents secret things, like we do something in secret without getting exposed to the society. So for example, if we have some sex, that is also 8th house. 9th house represents your long journeys, like 3rd house is short journeys, 9th house is exactly opposite to it. It represents long journeys, like foreign travels. It also represents pilgrimages, religious travels that you do for gaining some knowledge. Like for example, some person goes to Canada for seeking MS degree or higher degree, master's degree, that is also represented by 9th house. It also represents your teachers, the knowledge that you receive from your father, teachings of your father, that is also represented by 9th house. 10th house represents your father. It represents your career, that is also called Karma Bhavan, that is the house of work. So that is also governing your deeds, that is your work, your daily activities. 7th house also represents your daily activities, but 10th is your career mainly. 11th house represents your income, your gains. It is also representing your hopes and desires in this life. Like if you have a desire to get married, you have to see 11th house, whether it will be successful or it will be fulfilled or not. All that can be seen from 7th house down there, 11th house and 2nd house, because 2nd house is your family. 12th house, the last one, represents your hidden things, like it represents the talent that you have which is not known to yourself, that is hidden things. It also represents the spiritual knowledge, spiritual path, the interest towards spirituality, that is represented by 12th house. It represents something which is going out of this realm, like if somebody is connected to some second dimension world, that is 12th house, represented by 12th house. It also represents isolation, like somebody who is staying in ashrams, that is represented by 12th house. Somebody who gives up this materialistic world and takes samadhi, that is 12th house. It also represents bed pleasures and your sleep, because that is what you do on bed. All these things are represented by 12th house. The 12th house represents your feet. Like we started with the head from the first house, 12th house represents your feet. So it is like a body, whole body. So this Kundli, this whole chart, the houses represents many different things. We will take each house and we will discuss on each house representations after this one. So it seems like a cake, right? These all things, like if I can explain you a cupcake, the base of cupcake is this all houses. The topping that the cream on that these cupcakes, the cream on that cupcakes are your zodiac signs, because the power in that houses comes from these zodiac signs. Like I have discussed the power of fire signs, water signs, air signs and earth signs. So what sector of your life is controlled by what element, that depends on the zodiac sign. For example, somebody has first house sign which is, let's say, Aries, so that is fire element governing his first house. Likewise, every house has a zodiac sign, and every zodiac sign has a ruler. So the planets are assigned with some departments. Like we have the responsibility where we work in our job, we have the responsibility of handling some departments. Likewise, these planets also handle a department in your life. So that is how we see. I often get questions like somebody who is taking consultation from me, he or she tells me that this house is empty, what does it represent? It is not empty actually. It has a zodiac sign which is controlled by some planet, and from there you can see what that sector of your life is doing in your life, right? So this is what it has. Like the base of the cupcake is this houses, the cream on that cupcake is the zodiac sign, and the topping that you have, that are planets. The name that you write on the cake is these planets. Like for example, if the base of the cream base of the cake is brown color and you write something with black color, you write your name with black color, it is not that evident to see, right? So that is what the planet does if it is placed in the wrong side. So it doesn't give a good aesthetic look of the cake, right? So which represents bad sector. And if the cream on the cake is white and you write something with some dark color, let's say pink color or let's say dark brown color, so that gives a good look of the cake, and that represents good sector of that life. Like for example, some planet is placed in career but it is not that good in particular sign, let's say Aries sign, and you are having Saturn in that Aries sign, it is not that good. But if you have Libra sign and you have Saturn there, that will be very very good, right? So this is what it shows. This is what the power of different zodiac signs and planets play in your life. Okay, so that's it. I think the video is quite long today, but I hope you have grasped some knowledge about how Kundli works and how planets are important and how zodiac signs powers your houses and what each house represents. We will see in detail each house's representations, but this is the basic knowledge that I have covered today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please like, share and comment on this video about your feedbacks, and subscribe to my channel. I am starting the representation of houses from now onwards. So it will be quite interesting to know about yourself. So thanks a lot, and keep supporting me. Thank you.